I was like, wow. And it
Wow.
used to be
That's
people used to
wild
kill
too.
them
And
all the
that's
time.
per,
That's per
yeah.
snake.
And what's crazy is that, that it's so expensive, the amount of money that they're wanting. But like you said, that's not even just it. It's like per a snake that you're paying that. So
Yeah. Yeah, because I was doing my
that's,
research
that's crazy. That,
because yeah, I was doing research because I, just doing the studying, everything else, and I got a buddy that's local to me, about 45 minutes away. He actually is a former UFC referee, Mark McCarthy. He goes down to West Virginia and stuff. He was sending me videos of showing the proper handling, with the tools and stuff. He goes down to his cabin and relocates rattlesnakes and shit, man. And he really made me fall in love with them even more. And then, of course, following Chandler and Tyler Nolan and those guys on
yeah.
YouTube, especially Tyler Chandler with his stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean that's one of my dream snakes is I want a
Yeah. That's pretty
speckled
cool.
diamondback.
Big John McCarthy, huh?
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
so but
Yeah.
yeah,
I love venomous, man. When I was a young kid, I mean, even now, don't get me wrong. As an adult, it's something that I really want to get. They're very. I mean, being venomous, right? It's dangerous. So it's one of those things
For
where
sure.
you got to be very experienced and willing to not if it's going to happen when it's going to happen,
exactly.
and you really got to be on your guard and as fast as just not for me, but I definitely respect people that do that.
Oh
For
yeah,
sure.
I mean it's and the thing of it is especially when they get into the elapids with the cobras and the taipans like Chandler and those guys
Mm.
are keeping. Dude, you're messing with a lightning bolt
Yeah.
that in a freaking split second
Yeah.
with those venomous snakes, and he makes the shit look easy, and it's like. No, it's not easy. I mean,
What? No.
especially in his videos with his close calls, how he slows it down. I mean, he's mere not even inches from getting hit again.
Yeah.
Oh, oh yeah, definitely. You that's something even with just a regular snake, and especially if the bigger the snake, it's definitely messing with one of those things, man. That thing's really gonna make me sweat. I'm gonna feel the
Oh yeah.
heat and everything going throughout my body, man. That's just that.
Fucking.
I just want
Well, I mean, yeah,
to
it's
definitely deal with
insane.
one of
You're
those.
playing you're playing with a 12-foot king cobra that can turn on a dime
Yeah,
on you and you catch you off guard in a split second. It's like, no thanks. It's like
Fucking.
I'll
absolutely.
enjoy him from a distance. I'll enjoy him from a distance. Even with well, that's like with rattlesnakes and stuff, and your gaboon vipers and those things it's not when they're going to
Mm,
strike, it's when they strike, and it's usually always catches you off guard, but
Yes, sir.
they're beautiful freaking animals, man. I mean, I
ab-
love them.
It, it's one of those types of beauty where
absolutely.
it's safer to enjoy from a
Yeah,
distance.
and that's the thing. I wish that I could sit here and hold it.
Yeah.
Right?
Exactly.
Definitely want to keep
But
that
yeah.
distance in there.
Oh yeah,
Fucking
well,
right, man.
like I said, those guys
Yeah.
make it easy. And I mean, you got the grandfather of them all. I mean, Tom Crutchfield. I mean, he makes
Mhm.
shit look like it, Father Time never touched him when he's handling
Right.
his venomous stuff. It's just, I mean, that's just the
Right.
experience, like you said, to have this stuff. It takes some years, and I mean, it's cool to see that. But
Mm.
yeah, I just figured that was something neat to see about that stuff. So
Indeed.
now your codoms you were working with. Sorry, since we got off topic, my fault.
Oh, no worries, man. I actually love talking about everything, so that was fine. Like I could have went on that subject for a long time too.
Oh yeah.
It
Well,
was like
I mean,
you
we
were,
could be all night
you were
long.
talking about Steve Irwin and all that.
Yeah.
Right? Definitely.
Oh
Yeah, it's
yeah.
one of those things like Steve Irwin, and how you're talking about all that. I mean, those guys are all Brian Barczyk. Those guys are all people that I used to watch back in the day. Of course, I was in like my 20s, you know, by the time YouTube was around, and Barczyk and them had like a YouTube channel. But I remember being back in my 20s, you know, watching those guys and everything back at Snake Bites and things like that. So it was always cool and watching like the Discovery Channel and everything, and you know, crikey, it's a snake, you know, watch out for the anaconda. And
oh yeah,
so it was always really cool, man. I love that guy so much, man.
He just brought so much enthusiasm to everything. I mean, that's what I loved about it.
He did.
That's why people fell in love with stuff they didn't understand. And he made them understand it. That's what I mean.
Yes.
Oh, yes. Here, got a quick one.
Absolutely. Since we were talking his love and passion for it, right? Was just amazing.
There is actually, there is people out there that do have facilities specifically for doing that anti-venom on the animals.
Yeah.
There's one in Kentucky, believe it or not. The Kentucky Zoo has a facility that they have on the zoo property that is strictly for that purpose, is doing the anti-venom. And Joe Pittman helps down in Florida with Snakebite Institution. I got one of his nice packets of the whole Viper anti-venom and what to do when you're bit with any of the Viper family stuff. It's great information, very educational. They're another one that does a lot, but I follow the Kentucky Zoo because they do have a whole facility dedicated to all the exotic venomous snakes, even Gila monsters. They've got stuff that they're doing for cancer research with the venom from the Gila monsters and the beaded lizards, which are another cool animal that another $1 million to have if I wanted one in Ohio. So it's like, God, can't win for nothing.
Absolutely.
But yeah, like we were saying, Steve Irwin, man, just his passion made you could not fall in love with that guy. I'm sorry. My at the time 60-year-old grandma, we always looked forward to his Tuesdays and Thursday nights. When you come into the house, we're watching the crocodile guy, and I mean, she fell in love with watching it and everything. So I mean, at the time when I was growing up, that was cool. That was our Tuesday and Thursday night deal. An hour to 2 hours of watching Steve Irwin. So I mean, for my grandma to do that when she was alive.
You got to watch that with grandma and stuff.
Oh yeah,
that's pretty awesome, man. Memories right there. That's something to cherish and remember.
And that's the bad part. She don't like snakes because she grew up down in southern Kentucky where dealing with copperheads on the farm and rattlesnakes all the time when she was younger and stuff. They didn't, like she said, the only reason she don't like them is because back then she wasn't properly educated on them like she was in her older years. She goes, but I still don't like them, but I'll stay away from them.
Right. That's pretty cool, though. She still watched it.
Hell yeah.
She watched Jack Hanna. I mean, anything that this, like you said, Discovery or National Geographic had animals on it. I was getting the phone call on the dial-up phone. My mom, your grandma wants you over at the house. Animal shows are on. So my sister would go. We'd be going heading to grandma's to watch animal shows with her. So I mean, it was cool.
Oh yeah,
nice. That's pretty cool.
Hell yeah.
But yeah,
hey, Will.
there he is. What's up, Will? I was waiting for him to jump in.
Yeah, he was actually. Will was on the first comments on here while it was before we started.
Nice. Yeah, that's awesome, man. That's my co-host right there for the Gene Wars that we have on Fridays. So
nice.
Glad to have him in here. In fact, today's. I'm sorry. What was that?
I said I'm glad he came in and everything.
Yeah,
it's nice to have the people in that I get to shoot the shit with in the chatters box when I'm watching you guys on Friday nights. So
yeah, definitely. And it's nice, man. We appreciate all you guys coming out and everything all the time, watching and supporting and stuff. So, like I said, it was awesome to jump on here with you guys. I know the show's just started; it's not over yet, but it's definitely nice to jump on here and
like I said, I appreciate it, man.
Yeah, definitely,
sharing
man. When it comes,
sharing our passion, dude.
yeah,
Hell
and that's
yeah.
exactly it. What I was gonna say when it comes to talking reptiles and hanging out with awesome people, man, that's what I like doing. You know, I mean, so
Yeah, Johnny down here actually, when he a while back, he actually was in the leopard geckos big time, man.
Yep.
So
oh,
he got to,
nice,
I did
yeah.
some
So
breeding around with the morphs of them.
yeah,
Oh, hell yeah, man. I loved it. Not only are they, one of the most docile varieties that I've come across, but beautiful, man. You get some beautiful variations out of them.
oh, definitely. So you don't do it no more, huh?
No, I had a main breeding pair that, don't get me wrong, I had some other ones, but I had a main breeding pair that I really kind of got attached to. And after that, I don't mean to sound sappy or nothing, but it really was kind of emotional for me, and I kind of just ended it there.
Right,
Yeah, man.
understandable. I like there was a guy. So this was like, gosh, this was like 15, probably 18 years ago. Honestly, this was like
Mm.
early 2000s. Me and my wife, this house we had, there was this guy. He had some ball pythons he was getting rid of, and he was over here kind of close where I am, but he was in the Navy at the Lemoore base. And so what happened was he was getting rid of his whole collection, but or actually, I'm sorry, it was another guy. There was actually two. This guy that was in the military, he had to get rid of his whole collection because he was being shipped out. But another guy I got a snake from, he was he used to I asked him if he used to have ball pythons, and he said yeah at one time, but he had gotten one and it wiped out his whole collection, so he had never gotten back into it. And like he wasn't like too far into it, but he still, that was like I think 10, 12 snakes that he had. So I mean, still,
Okay.
to lose that's a pretty good kick to the
Yeah,
stomach.
yeah.
Like, man,
Oh
oh,
yeah.
this sucks.
of
So
course.
I definitely could understand the hurt and not wanting to, but it would be hard for me, even though I would be hurt, man. I would try to push through as best as I could and
Understandable.
get it again if I could. But yeah, I understand too, people not doing it. I mean, that definitely does hurt, man. Especially when you got really nice stuff going and you
Yeah, for
put
sure.
so much time and money and energy, and it's like, dude, that just ripped my soul apart. Like that's
Yeah,
that rips
it's
your
money.
heart
It's
out. Get
investment.
it.
Well, just imagine some of these guys. Could you imagine, like with Kavoka down there, Canova and shit? If he lost some of his main bread and butter, I mean that he takes pride in, dude. With what he produces, that there'd be like a nightmare if something would
Yeah,
happen to his collection that he has. I mean, he's got some amazing shit though.
yeah,
Just
I would definitely. I mean, I put it this way. Off of what I have, the things that I have, and I have about 25, 27 snakes, somewhere right in there. I don't have a ton, but the stuff I do have is pretty nice, and I've got a lot of really nice projects I'm working on. I couldn't imagine losing the money in what I've got, my
no.
projects. Like it would tear me apart, where it would be hard, man. I'm not gonna lie. It would be really hard to sit there and try to regain all that stuff again. It's
Oh
it's a
yeah.
lot. Like,
Well, that's like some of our people in our community that's been had some misfortunes here over the last few years, with some
yes,
fires, losing their collections and stuff.
Indeed.
And we've had a few close in his tight knit group that I've come to become friends with. They've had some illnesses and stuff that come up and everything else, that kind of hit their
right.
Right.
collection hard. And I mean, they had some high dollar, well done stuff, and I mean they're plugging away. Some of them are starting from scratch, and was thank God for our community coming together to help them get back to where somewhat to where they were. But I mean, these guys, the couple that I know of, they lost some. They lost a lot of animals. Not only the ball pythons, but one of them had. I think they had a couple. They did some colubrids. I think they had They had a croc
Oh, wow.
monitor that was in one of the ordeals or something like
Ooh.
that too. I mean, they had a nice variety, but they were mostly known in our ball python world at the time. But they still had these others because of their passion for it. And a
Mm,
misfortune happened, and they lost almost all of them. It's one of those
yeah.
things.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. And like you said, over the past few years, seen quite a bit of people that, like you said, that's happened to, whether it be fires or whatever, family things that have came up in life or whatnot.
You know,
But lately, I've been seeing a lot, man. Just like you said, over the past few years, but over the past, I'd say, couple months, but even the past like couple weeks, I've been seeing like numerous people like, I'm selling my collection. There was just another person today, in fact. I
there's
seen one
like
a
five
couple
I
days
found on
ago.
Morph. I found on Morph Market 5 of them selling out their collections. I'm like,
Yeah, and that's just
oh,
what you found off Morph Market, and I've seen like
Yeah.
another 5 or 7 just on Instagram. So I mean,
Yeah.
there's a ton of people right now. Like one person I just seen, and this is another unfortunate situation. Like I really feel bad for people like this. So this guy, just literally a week ago, 5 days ago, he sat there and was talking about how he has to do what he was never expecting to do. That his landlord
oh,
seen his
yeah, I
pics and
seen
wants
that.
him to get rid of
Yeah,
it. Yeah, like
I'm
dude, that
like, what
poor
the
guy.
hell?
I feel so bad, and he's been
Yeah.
in the game for quite a while, right? Like 8, 10 at least, if not maybe
Yeah,
more. So it sucks to sit there and see somebody that's got so much time in the game, and then now because of a landlord, hey, I've got to get rid of my stuff. When they're not hurting nothing, they're not hurting nobody at all. In fact,
and
that's helping this guy probably survive, possibly where he lives with you, or
well,
you
the
Like,
know,
thing
yeah.
of it is I looked in, I seen that on Facebook, and people were talking about too last week on the podcast where that came up, and it was like, and the bad part is the guys lived at this place for almost 13 years doing this stuff, building this up, and now all of a sudden, it's just kind of
Mhm.
weird that it happened. All of a sudden, the landlord wanted to be a
Yep.
Absolutely.
Yep.
douchebag. So, but yeah, that just
Like,
sucked. That broke my heart when I first logged into and it was on one of the ball python beginners thing. Somebody's like, "Yeah, I seen this on another page," and I was reading it, and I'm like, "You got to be shitting me." At least my landlord where I live at, he knows I have what I have. He
Yeah.
goes, "You're good." He goes, I got the renter's insurance in case. I said, but he goes, "It's not like you're keeping a crocodile or anything like that." I said, "No, I'm keeping 4 ball pythons, 3 beardies, an iguana, my son's red slider. I did have a tokay that we had. He passed away a couple weeks ago. We got him
right,
as a rescue. He was an adult wild caught that was given to us, and my
right.
wife, that was her best friend. Nobody else could get him out. Nothing else. I mean, he would tear the fucking piss out of you.
Cocaine can be
Her,
nasty, man.
her, her. After constantly
Yeah.
working with him and everything else, he'd crawl all over and everything. And it's like,
Nice.
she's like, I was like, eventually I can get you. I'll get you another one. She goes, it ain't gonna be the same. I'm like, yeah, I know, but still, I mean, for what you did with them and stuff, I mean, that's
Yeah,
amazing compared to.
yeah. The closest that you got to an alligator is the turtle, man.
Yep.
Right? Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
And that was a rescue deal. I've only bought out of all my reptiles, I've bought 3. Everybody else that we had friend of ours actually was part of a pet delivery for all the local pet stores and stuff. I ended up with 2 of my ball pythons from her, that tokay, my crimson red, well, green iguana had a crimson Tom Crutchfield iguana that I have. He's a big boy. That's my dude. Um,
Ooh.
Given to us because when the stores reject them for delivery, they just take them back to the warehouse and leave them to die. She goes, "I knew you guys would take them." I said, "Hell yeah, give me
man.
them."
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
I was like, "Give me them." But I got
Yeah,
I got one of my normals, the last snake I got from her. had actually got out in the delivery van and just sat on top of a bunch of boxes back there.
Oh
And she
wow.
got her husband was driving the van because they worked together at the time. And she goes, "Here, I brought you a present. It's in the box in the bag." I opened it up, and I mean, this girl is every bit. She was overfed. I
Oh
got her
wow.
down. She's decent
Oh,
size, but she's a normal. And yeah, I the only thing I got more money in is my equipment and supplies and everything else than I do
Nice.
buying animals. Unfortunately, I mean, but I've
Yeah.
been looking at more and kind of gonna lean. I was leaning towards the ball python thing, like you guys got the idea. Um, I've got. It's I love the hobby. It's a passion, but I'm enjoying it more right now at the moment as having them as my pets, where my kids get them out, we get them out, and they do their thing, each individual. But I do eventually want to get into breeding, and I know it's a full time thing. Main thing that's me personally that I've seen that's real costly is the incubator. That's the thing that kind of I'm like, whoa! Even for a decent one, I was like,
yeah.
Yeah.
wow.
That what you could always do is make one yourself too. That's what I
Yeah.
did. 'Cause I
Yeah, I
didn't
had a
have, 1500
right.
bucks to fork out. So I just went. I
Yep.
had a mini fridge that I've had for like shit, probably about 12, 15 years now, and it went out after a few years, and I was like, well,
Hmm,
man, I don't want to just throw this out. And I was like, you know what? I know I'm going to end up getting into snake breeding again, or eventually doing it. So I'll
right.
just keep this. And I kept that thing for years, and eventually I got to my breeding, and all I did, man, was just go get some heat tape and or some flex watt heat the heat tape, and then
Yeah.
the other stuff, the ducting tape, and then drill a hole
Mm.
and holes, and you're good. Like it wasn't much, so it saves a lot of money. But you can even still get one off like Craigslist or something, or
Right.
even like a
Yeah.
liquor store or gas station. Be like, hey, do you guys have an old one or something? And they'll probably just even give it to you or just sell it to you really cheap.
I didn't even think of that. Well, your answer on that, I've kind of into. I like the Desert Ghost, but I'm more into the doing like I want to get into like clown pieds. I'd like to do Desert Ghost clown. Um, even just working with Desert Ghost and hypo, even if it's not clown, I like those genes. Um,
Ooh.
but I've also been doing my homework on them. It's anymore. It's come down to the preference of the person. I mean, I've seen how, especially since COVID, where everybody and their brother wanted to become a ball python breeder.
Yeah.
It's just one of those things. It was like, holy shit. But no, I mean, I'm into all kinds of genes, but my favorites, honestly, is like the Desert Ghost and the hypo, and I like the mahogany. On one of my other ones, I've really drew interest into, and it was because of Kevin McCurley, is doing the having doing a chocolate and
Ooh.
I'll tell you tomorrow. God, it's one of his off the wall genes that he did. So,
Shoot, I'm trying to think right now.
but it's got chocolate in it and something else, and it's like
Ch-
he's got so many different genes he freaking did that. But this thing was gorgeous. I mean, I'm like, damn, I want one of these.
yeah, yeah, chocolate's a really nice gene too. Yeah, there's a and right now is a really good time to get into it, man, because you can get stuff so cheap. So you can get
Mm.
something pretty. I mean, cheap. Look, if you want to get like a 2 or 3 gene stacked animal and get like another 2, 3 gene stacked animal, there you go. You can get into stuff really cheap. So right now is the time to get into it.
It was the
But yeah, there we
odium,
go.
Will.
Thank you,
It was
Will.
odium. The Lucifer was I forget what else it was, but the Lucifer is another badass gene, badass snake that he created himself too.
Yeah, both those are really nice jeans. I actually wanted to get both
Whoa.
those.
And the thing is he's got. I found I've got 5 of them saved just off of the nerd page that he's got up for sale. That he's actually, it's damn near to the point he's giving them away for it, and it's like, dude, that'd be sick if I had the space for them.
Um,
I'd love to have. either one of them. I mean, just to have that gene to work with. Throw a desert
Absolutely.
ghost or hypo in with it. That'd be badass.
Uh,
Yeah. And for $300 to $500, there you go. You could get one.
uh, I found here it's a Lucifer and a fire morph cross. The thing looks beautiful, man. It's got a little bit of black circles on it, and it's mostly got yellow on there.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Absolutely beautiful.
Heck yeah, man.
Yes, Will, you are right. It's what your passion. A lot of people, and you guys has talked to this on your podcast many a times, and I love it because, and even with Ken and stuff too, and everybody else, it's your passion. Everybody got into it. They thought it was. Some of these people got into it, and you can vouch for it, Vance. They thought it was a quick money grab.
Yep.
It's not actually. They're like, oh, we're gonna do this and make a bunch of money. No, that's not how it works.
Absolutely. And that's true, like you said. I mean, a lot of people did that, think that it's a get rich quick scheme, and that's just not the way it works. Like, there's a feed store that I go to. In fact, I was just over there today. Great people. I have nothing bad to say about them. In fact, I give them a shout out all the time. Houston Feed Store. But they're so if anybody needs to get some rat food or whatever, dog food, hey, hit them up. Pine shavings, whatever, they got all that stuff. Rabbits, rats. But the one of the brothers that works there was telling me, was asking me, he's like, because he's been wanting to get into snakes, because every time I go places I always brag about snakes. I'm like, yeah, I'm a snake breeder, and try to show them off to people, and get them interested in it. And a lot of people are really interested, even if they don't like the snakes. Still, you'll get a lot they'll like, oh, that's nice, I like that or whatnot. Well, the one brother, he's like, hey, I was really been wanting to get into snakes, and so I talk to him every time I go in there. And then so like the next time I see him, I'm like showing him the Morph Market app, and I'm like, yeah, check this out. And I'm showing him this desert ghost, maybe hypo something, $20,000 snake. And he's like, I like that. And I go, yeah, it's nice. And he goes, man, that makes me want to go get a couple and get into it. And I was like, and I know he's really into the snakes, but I was like, okay, here's the thing though. I don't want to see you just get into it for the wrong reasons though. Like, don't think that you're just going to drop that money and it's going to make you money. You've got to sit there, and there's a lot to learn about this, and you got to get your foot in the door. So before you need to start out slowly, you know what I mean? And see if it's even for you. I wouldn't go blowing all this money, because again, you're not going to turn around and make the money that you're thinking like that. It doesn't happen. So,
well, and another good example of that a lot of years. Kaboka, man. I mean, he's got 20 some years in this game that he's been working with, and he's had help from the community, but he's just over the years, all these years of experience, he stepped his game up to bring us these amazing snakes. McCurley, before it was big time, he was ahead of the game on that stuff too.
Yep. Absolutely.
What's up, Mission Morse? Thanks for tuning in.
What's up, John? How you doing, brother?
But yeah, I mean, these guys, and the thing is, these guys people don't realize the history, like with Barchek, all of them. Yeah. They've got years and years of this. They started at the bottom like everybody else. This is where it comes back to your passion for doing this, fed them and kept them going, not just because they wanted to make money. The money was a bonus to these guys.
Absolutely.
So, I mean,
and it's funny because, excuse me, a lot of people want to sit there. I mean, I don't want to say a lot. There's a lot that loved Ryan. He's a great guy, but there was quite a few, people that didn't like him and wanted to bash him too. And it was just unfortunate, because it's like, well, and some of these being reptile breeders, and it's like, yeah, but who do you think paved that way for us? Like, the reason that we know not to go and say, for example, don't go do a live feeding, right? Because it's going to be bad. The reptile community, the outside community, and all that's not going to like it. And then the reptile people obviously know the heat that's going to come, and you're going to hear that part from them. So he paved that way, and he had to, you know, he didn't know that some people were going to go crazy and get mad. So he paved that way for us. So it helped, you know, to where we are now. So.
Oh yeah. Well, and I mean, hell, if it wasn't honestly, if it wasn't for him, nobody had ever been able to have that pinstripe gene or anything like that. You know, he spent that.
Right.
He basically took a damn loan out to bring some of these snakes over to introduce. Kevin was the same way and everything else. We wouldn't have this stuff in our genes and stuff of our ball pythons if it wasn't for these guys doing their thing. And yes, Will, you are correct. He was a basement breeder for a long time till he made it big. But yeah, I mean that's the thing is it is. It's one of those deals, man. It's not a quick money grab like flipping cars or stuff everywhere.
Right.
The reptile hobby's a different game.
It is.
It's literally it's a passion. You got to either be 100% committed or don't do it at all. That's the thing. When you get into the breeding side of stuff, you have to be committed fully.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's true. You got to keep your head in there. I mean, Justin, I mean, you could sit here and say, okay, well, he's got people that work for him and do this and that now, but still he has to have his head in the game, and he's still thinking of some of those breedings, pairings that are being done. And it takes that you have to have that love and knowledge for it. If you can spend all the money you want and get nice stuff. If you don't have that knowledge and you're not up on things, you're not going to be go anywhere, right? It's going to be nothing. So you need to have that knowledge and that love for it.
And another good prime example that's really come up, and I'm proud of him because he followed Brian, good friends with him, and Miguel from Always Evolving Python.
Yep.
That man's got stacked genes on top of stacked genes that he just keeps making badass snakes to bring out new stuff or to yes, he is making money off of it, but he loves what he's doing because he's got where he's learned over this time. The genes is what makes, he wants to make a beautiful snake. Well, hey, I need 5 genes in this one with this one to get what I want to come to or even make a head of it. And that man's got 4 or 5 hets in a female or a male before he gets even close to what he's wanting. And Billy up at Mutation Creations, same way. That man's fucking the hets. Those guys are stacking some badass, powerful genes to create gorgeous animals.
Yep, absolutely. And that's the way to do it, man. Just keep stacking stuff. It's like whether it's recessives or codoms, you want to sit there and get them stacked. It's like I've got a good amount of recessives that I'm working, but a good amount of codoms, and I'm trying to sit there and get these codoms stacked, and even get those supers going and everything. So there's quite a bit to it. I mean, and it's like you were talking about earlier. It's do what you love. You gotta. What genes do you like? That's the path that I would take. It's not what everybody else is taking. There's a raised sealer. A lot of folks are trying to get to the front by passing a lot of great combos by doing so. Yes, Billy is doing it right. Laugh out loud. Exactly. It's not a race.
Well, yeah. Look how long it took him finally to get when he finally hit the monsoon. Look how long he was working to just get the monsoon gene. That was one of his primary goals. And I mean, that man, from watching him with the YouTube stuff when Austin was still with him, and then he finally hit that first monsoon, he was like a little kid in a candy store. He's like, this is what all my hard work paid off for.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's true, though, because, I mean, some people sit there and say, well, the ball python market's dead. Well, no, it's not. There's so many genes out there and so many different combos that haven't even been hit. I guarantee you there's 2-3 gene combos that I could think of that people haven't even done yet. So it's not like there's snakes. Okay, there's stuff that I'm going to have in the next year or two that I want to hit. But there's things that I want to hit that I'm not going to have. I already know for 5, 7, 10 years, right? It's going to take multiple breedings and for babies to grow up. So, and multiple. So, I mean, yeah, it's definitely, it's not a race. You gotta, this is a long haul. So just take your time, be patient.
Like Will said, and you just said, it is not a race, but yes, there is people out there, they think that they gotta, and that brings me up to a point on that too, that I've seen on a lot of the channels that they stress it, especially like with Billy and stuff. Um, what's your take on people power feeding when it comes to breeding season? I personally think that's kind of hypocritical in a way, depending on what it is. But what's your take on that, Vance, on the power of feeding when it comes to breeding season, especially with your females?
So yeah, power feeding. I don't. I mean, I don't know. I guess maybe everybody's got their take on what power feeding is, but I mean, I don't personally power feed. That's not my thing. I feed them. I'll give them a good sized meal, and I do that every like 10 days, for example, for an adult. Obviously, if it's a baby, it's going to eat, you know, much sooner, but like adults won't eat, but every 10 days, enough time to digest that food. And my meals that I give them are either from the width of the snake's body, of the thickest point, to maybe 15 to 30% bigger than the snake at most. I don't go real crazy. It's just a little bit bigger. And that's all I do. I'm not trying to sit there and get a bunch down there, you know, a
That's
huge.
like mine. That's like my three. Well, two of the out of the four. The one I got off of Ball's Fury. I've got him on large mice right now. You know, like every 7 days for him because the body size. Now my big female, I will do. I usually with her, I give her a decent sized medium rat about every 10 days, and then the other two they get medium rats because they're, you know, they're 3 or 4 years old, but they're not the medium rats just perfect for them right now. But yeah, my big girl, I give her every 10 days a medium rat. I don't go over. Now, if the medium rat's a little smaller, I might throw a smaller, you know, small rat or something in with her and let her have
Right.
her frozen thawed. But if it's a decent size, like I get them and everything else, and usually I get them from my local pet stores, so that's personally owned, and they hook me up. So they usually got pretty good ones. And but yeah, that's how I do mine. But yeah, I've seen on some of the channels I follow, there's a couple that I couldn't actually follow them because they power feed. They're like feeding within 6 days, and then or sooner they're double feeding, and it's like, why? And they never explain why they do it. That's the part that drives me nuts.
Yeah. So I've talked to a few people, like, I guess everybody has maybe their own reasons kind of why they do it, but kind of why some people do it is they feel that they don't want to do a big meal. They want to do smaller meals. And so they'll sit here and feed their snake. And I know some people, a couple that have done it like every day they'll feed their snake a little one, or like every 2 days, or some being every 3 days. I mean, I guess whatever works for them, but personally, I wouldn't do the everyday thing by no means, because that rat, or even 2 days, I mean, you're not even giving time for the other rat to digest, right?
No, so you're like overfeeding them.
Yeah, it's taking like 10 days for that rat or for that snake to actually digest that meal out of it. So you don't really need to sit here. There's no reason for you to give that snake another rat before 10 days. It's kind of like humans. There's no point in Johnny or me, any of us, right, to sit here, Wally, to have a bunch of protein, a ton of it, or anything for that matter. If we went and had 80 grams of protein, it would absolutely do nothing for us. Like, you might intake the 30, 35, 40 grams of it, and your body use some of that, but it's not going to use up the whole thing. It would just be a waste. So you're just wasting, the snake's time and everything, energy into that. It's
Right.
not.
Well, and the other thing is the digestive systems aren't like ours, and plus with us, like
Right.
you were saying, too much protein though, and everything, or certain things we take in too much of, we can screw up our digestive systems just as well as. Bad part with snakes is the regurgitation. They get overfilled, they're just going to puke that right back up, and it's going to mess up
Absolutely.
their stomachs and everything else. So
Yeah, that's actually, to me, that's really worse. I never really liked watching a snake regurgitate for a few reasons. It's a waste of food, money, and it stinks. But I look at it also as a little more dangerous in a sense. That rat went down one way by that snake taking and eating it. Now it's having to kind of regurgitate, and those nails and everything kind of come back. So, I mean, there's a few things wrong with that. It's just pointless. So why sit there and overfeed that? And like I said, I don't overdo my snakes. I do go up to maybe 30% bigger than the width of their body.
right.
But I've never, only once or twice have I had a snake regurgitate, and it wasn't even, no, there was once or twice that the rat that I had got from the pet store was a little too big. But the other few times that it had done it was just for one reason or another, right? It wasn't really necessarily that the rat was too big. So snakes can handle it. They're definitely, some people are worried about the snakes throwing up too. Like, oh, well, they're going to regurgitate. It's too big. No, you can give that snake, you could be like this round and give it a big old beefy rat, and it would still be fine, most likely. I'm not saying do it. That's a little too big, but so people don't have to worry about that. Because I know there was somebody the other day that had that problem, that issue also.
Right. But yeah, and Will's right about that. That stomach acid, that, unlike us, we can deal with it in a couple of days. How that could take weeks or months, just depending on how bad the regurgitation was for that. I mean, but yeah, there is it's crazy to see. And I mean, I've seen, actually watching Chandler's show one time, one of his rattlesnakes actually regurgitated that right after feeding and stuff. For some reason, it ended up. I'm like, dude, that's crazy. But yeah, you're right, because it's tearing that lining up, bringing that back up, like you said already. So
absolutely, yeah, just more stress on it and everything. It's kind of like if you were sitting here and if you had a snake, say a baby that wasn't eating, and you had to assist feed it, and not force feed it, assist feed it. If you had to assist feed that baby snake, you don't want to give it a little small, like something too small that's half the size of its body. You want to give it something that's actually like the width of its body, or at least close to that size, because that stress and everything that snake is actually going through as you're assist feeding it is quite a bit, and it's taking a lot more out of that snake. So if you're going to sit there and give it something, don't give it just a little tiny dose. That's not really doing nothing for it. Give it something like the width of its body, and that will actually be your best bet.
That's what I do with the one I got now. He's only, like I said, a couple years old that I got. I make sure I don't give him nothing, because I mean, he's got a decent little bit of size. He's got some size to him, but I still don't want to take that chance of, something happening, because he's not like my other 3 adults that I have that, are a lot older and can withstand it. So with him, we kind of stay right there about the large mouse size and everything else for a while. I got one, getting some tomorrow. I'm gonna try a small rat and see this feeding around, see how he does this time around, depending on the size of the small rat that I've got. Because where I get them, the box I usually get a variety. Dude, there's like 3 or 4 small mice, small rats. Then I get it with the medium rats for the others, because they let me do a mix and match at the pet store. But yeah, I'm gonna try this time around and see how he does with a small rat, depending on the size of it. If not, I'll stick with the large mouse and everything else. So,
Nice.
what's up, Corey? Thanks for tuning in, man.
So you go and buy your own rats or instead of breeding?
Yep. Oh yeah, I go spend my time and kind of stock up. There for a while, I was actually ordering by the box and stuff from Cold Blooded Cafe and stuff, and then it just kind of it was a little easier for me to just go to the pet store real quick and grab a few that I need when it comes time to have instead of having all that in open in the
When
freezer and stuff and going bad or something, getting frostbite. So I just went that route with it. It's the medium rat I pay at my pet stores like $6 a rat that I get because I buy usually 6 of them at a time. So they cut me a deal on them. Normally they're like $11 a piece, so they knock about $5 off of them for me.
Oh wow, yeah, that helps out a lot, man. Getting that good discount, and
Oh yeah.
that's the thing, right? I breed my own luck. I didn't have to actually. Last year was the first year I didn't have to buy no rats at all.
Nice.
This year, though, I think starting off the year now, I think I'm actually going to have to go get some. I've got to do a couple things and get rid of a few that I have that stopped breeding and get things back in gear a little bit. But yeah, I'm going to probably have to buy some. But there was a place that I was going to before, and they were wanting she wanted 625 plus tax, and which killed it because I dealt with her for many years, always bought snakes from her. And she was a rescue, supposedly. She wasn't really a rescue. All she did was she took in animals that people couldn't take care of, and she just sold them at her store. She's not really
She's doing a flip
rescue.
thing. Yeah, she was
Yeah,
doing a
she's
flip
nothing
thing.
special. It's just a flip. Get it instead of spending $20, you spend $2 in gas, pick it up, and you make money. But yeah, she was charging $625, but man, it was it wasn't just smalls that I'm paying for. It was anything from basically pinkies, hoppers, all the way up to smalls. I was paying $625, and then after that, if it was a medium or a large, then it went up even more. But yeah, it was $625, man, just for a pinky or a fuzzy or a hopper, and it's man, that's crazy with all the babies and all my adults and everything that I got to feed. There's no way. I got to be able to sit here and breed my own.
Right. And I mean, it's if you got the space and able to do it. I mean, more power, to be able to do it. But yeah, for me, for having just what I have, I mean, it makes sense. But yeah, when you guys are, you got over. I look at it. You get anything over 10 snakes, if it's more feasible to start your, a breeding colony. That way, got the access right there to yourself. So.
Absolutely. Even if you did it partially, you had to buy half of them still, at least, hey, you're still saving a little something, But yeah, like you said, if you got a small amount, I did for the longest time, I didn't either. When I had 5, 7, 10, it was once I hit 10, it's okay, I'm going to go ahead and start getting this going. But before that, it was well, I'm just going to buy them. I mean, there's, kind of wished I would have started them still just to save some money, but.
Right.
Well,
I mean, that's the thing, and it depends on where you're at too, and your supply. If you're doing like I do, it just supply and demand, like anything else. If you only got one supplier for the rats, guess what? You need them. You're gonna pay what they want for.
Absolutely.
So it's like one of those deals.
For sure.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty wild, man.
I've actually looked into trying to get some ASFs, because I know Cold Blooded, she has them there and everything else that you can buy. I've looked into getting try those too. The ones I got right now, so far they've been doing good, no problems. There for the longest time, my one male I got, he's a special, and that's his gene, and the bastard wouldn't eat frozen thawed. He'd only eat live. It took me almost a year to get him to finally go. And then that rescue female, I tried frozen thawed with her after I had her for 2 weeks and everything else. Wouldn't take. So I had to I had to be the butcher and buy a live, and I've only fed her live twice ever since then. They're all on frozen thawed now, but it was just that point with my male. It drove me nuts. I'm like, dude, it's
Right.
right temperature. I did everything I needed to
Yeah.
do, and he'd go right back in his hide. Like, nope, I'm not touching this. But as soon as I dropped the live in there, man, it was like, holy cow, dude, you're a pain in the ass.
That's crazy. Yeah, there's some that just do not like want to go to the frozen. They're stuck on it. And a lot of mine did that. They did not like the frozen, and I had to finally do it because I couldn't. There was no place to get live for a while, and so I was just having to like, okay, you guys have to eat because it's that or the other decision that's your guys' problem if you don't, and I don't want to lose you. So I started getting frozen and was trying and trying, and I got a lot of them to go on it for the most part. Got it down a little bit better and learning it. But yeah, I don't care for it. I always try to do live. That just works best for me. But I mean, whatever works for people though too. I know sometimes
It's just everybody. I mean, it's just the way it is. Well, and the male, the person I got him off of, found out. I text him. I said, "How were you feeding him?" Oh, we fed him live the whole time we had him. I'm like, "Thanks for telling me now. I'm trying to get him on
right.
frozen thawed." I'm like, but yeah, we spent almost a year to get him switched over. Finally, to
Yeah.
just and the bad part is I'm gonna be honest right here on now. How I ended up doing it, and it's crazy. I actually put a live in and had the frozen thawed, and actually the live
Nice.
stuck in behind the frozen thawed, and he took it. And after that, I
Hmm.
pulled the live out and fed him to my female, and they've all been on frozen thawed since. So I mean, but I
Nice.
had to trick his ass with the tongs with the frozen with the live one just to get him to take it. And I was like, holy cow.
Yeah, you got to do that sometimes, man. You got to play a little trick on them just to get them going.
Yeah, right.
It was just so frustrating because was buying the frozen thawed, and he's the one I ended up, I'd have to give the female. I'd wait 3 or 4 days and give her the other one, or I'd do both of them at the same time and not feed her for almost 2 weeks because I didn't want to overfeed her so she could digest. But it just pissed me off because that was $6 down the drained because he wanted to be a dick about it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's not cheap, man. When they don't eat them, that's the thing too. Once you get so many, there's always like there has to be that one once in a while that just will take them out and they won't eat them. Now that's very rare, but still, it's like, man.
Well, could you imagine these guys with these large collections where you have to balance in between that whole either
Mhm.
frozen converting to frozen thawed, but you still got to your breeding
Yeah,
colony feed live every now and then. I mean, whew, that'd be a nightmare for me. And honestly,
and
Sure.
trying to having to figure out which ones and go back and look and all this and that. It's like, man, I just want to feed everything all the same way.
Right.
yeah.
Maybe I don't even want to do that, but maybe one or two are different, just random. But yeah,
But yeah, when you
I'm
got
not
them,
trying to do all
because
that.
and the reason I brought that up about that is because I watched where Billy and them struggled when he moved to the new facility with some of the newer ones that he was bringing up. He's like, "Yep, we can't do the feedings here for you guys because unfortunately they're little pricks and we got to feed them live, so we got to do this off camera." And he had like 80 of them that were like that. And I'm like, "Dude, you got hundreds of snakes, and here you got a little colony of 80 that wants to be your stubborn snake while everything else is eating frozen thawed."
Absolutely.
All right, another question I had for you. Out of all your if you could have any ball python out there, it don't matter what it is, your dream ball python, if you had the money to buy it, what would be your dream ball python to own with the genes and everything?
Oh gosh, I don't even know.
I hit you. I knew this was gonna get you because I'm like you. There's so many to choose from.
Yeah, there's a lot. It's really hard,
There's always
and
new ones too.
especially like I'm trying to think because I've almost got everything that I need to do all my projects. I'm literally just,
Getting them together,
3
like you
snakes
said,
away.
all the time.
Yeah. So, gosh, I don't know. Maybe like, you know what? I think if I had the money, I definitely would probably get like a scrambler, ultramel, hypo pied or something like that. Yeah, I
Ooh,
think that's what I would be doing.
of course, Will's gonna hit us with the big time high dollar stuff right there with the hypo albino desert ghost athanic tiger puzzle combo. Yeah,
Yep.
buddy, that would be sick, especially
Yeah.
with that athanic and desert ghost in there. Ooh.
It's funny too because I was just talking to Will about puzzle and the DG and hypo, and then he was talking about like with the albino and xanthic and everything just the other day. So that's pretty cool.
Mine honestly, I would love to have a super chocolate desert ghost clown.
I was
That is
gonna say, man, the clowns look awesome.
that is honestly a desert, even just a desert ghost chocolate clown. And
Yeah.
it just I seen one of those the other day on Morph Market that's a baby, and I'm like, oh my god, there's my snake. I can actually visualize, I can see it now instead of just picturing it in
Yep.
my head. Somebody did it, and I'm like, there's my snake.
Yeah, you can't ever go wrong with clown, man. And then with DG in there, that cleans it up really super nice.
Oh,
DG
yeah.
is a really nice gene. I've actually always loved hypo and DG. DG, it scared me away when I was hearing the DG ABC shit. And then
I remember that shit was going on, man.
And I talked to somebody, and they're like, I think it was Eric B, in fact, somebody, and they're like, dude, it's like 95% are all A, and then like 5% are like the other. Excuse me. And I was like, all right, cool. I want to go ahead and get DG then because I've always liked it. That just scared me away. So I got DG in my collection now, and I've actually got more DG coming, but.
No kidding. Nice.
Yeah.
Well, then, like you said, you throw that hypo in on top of that DG. Oh my goodness, those things. And another one I fell in love with, Justin and Miguel. I think Justin and Miguel has them. It's the Desert Ghost Hypo Lace that they did. One of those two did. That lace just makes that Hypo Desert Ghost. Oh, wow! It just. But yeah, the Desert Ghost Hypo and anything, it cleans everything up like you said, and it looks good. It's a sharp looking animal. It's just
it is. It's very beautiful, sharp and clean. Yeah, can't ever go wrong with DG, man, for sure. And lace is a really nice gene too, man. Lace is nice. So there's quite a few combos out there, quite a few people working it, but I don't know. I haven't seen a ton, so I think it's being slept on a little bit.
Yeah, that lace is another one. That lace is actually another gene out there. Well, look how long it took before the Desert Ghost fucking took off, and now look at it. Everybody and their brother, they're jumping on. Because I mean, even just a Desert Ghost normal, they're sharp looking. But then when you start stacking those genes and the combos together, man, it just makes it even more.
You get the xanthic involved, and it looks beautiful.
Will, you're another one of those too, huh? I don't feel bad then, so don't. You're not the only sucker. I like you a yellow belly too, man. So
yeah, yellow belly is definitely a must. That helps brighten it up too, and everything makes the flamings nice. The only bad thing that I'll say about yellow belly is that with the super performance just too, you got the all white snake. You've got this ivory, so that's the bad thing. But other than that, I've got a lot. Well, I've got quite a few snakes that got yellow belly, but there's stuff that I've got that's coming that it's got yellow belly also, and then a lot of my pairings I'm gonna have some yellow belly in there. I mean, you always gotta add that. It does add a lot to it. makes a big
Yeah,
difference.
yeah. Will said you got to be careful with that part.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would. But yeah, and I've seen just the looking on Morph Market for in the Desert Ghost, just the Desert Ghost and chocolate together, not even
Mm.
having clown or nothing else. I like it. I mean, it's something
Oh,
I'd
beautiful.
like to do eventually myself. But yeah, I would love to have a Desert Ghost chocolate clown one day that I would love to have because man, it just yes, I could like I said, I
Absolutely.
could go to Morph Market and buy one, but it'd be cool to be able to eventually down the road produce my own and say, hey, I produced my dream snake.
Yeah, it
Oh,
is,
hell
man.
yeah.
It really is to sit there and just be able to produce your own stuff, man. Just go get the recipe for it, get this
Yep.
male and this female, get at least a visual, say get like a visual male clown and then a heck female clown at least. So at least half your clutch will be, if not
That's what
even
I've
get
been
two
looking
visuals
into.
more.
I found
And you,
I found a couple that I've actually got, which I was surprised on the prices on them. I'm just kind of leery on who has them because I've never heard of the names of them. They're but they have a chocolate female that's het desert goats het clown, and I'm like, I wonder what it would be like to have with my clown het down the road, and having something to build off of that too. I was like,
what
that'd be interesting down the road.
what would you say a heck clown? What?
I have a heck my clown that I got off of Ball's Fury is he's het mahogany.
Nice.
And I figure, and like I said, I found a couple females, but because I don't know the names, the people very well, they got good ratings, but they have the chocolate, couple chocolate females that are het desert ghost, het clown, and I'm like, I got the ball rolling. I'm like, I can get my male up to size and get these up to size
Yep.
here down the road. I could have some het mahoganies and make some crazy stuff down the road with this stuff, with having mahogany in it.
Yep.
Speaking of that, there's the clown, right? Yeah, have y'all seen the mahogany clown? It looks
Oh yeah.
nuts, dude. Looks
Oh yeah.
nuts.
Yep.
Beautiful snake.
Yeah, you'd be set up pretty good, man, if you go that way. You know what I mean? That's what I would do. Look at getting it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because then I'd be cool that way. So that's kind of what I've been going towards working on the back burner down the road. I mean,
Nice.
I got two of the most expensive hobbies besides having a family. I'm into
Indeed.
Right.
reptiles and motorsports, man. So I mean, what more
Indeed.
could you ask
Yeah.
for?
Indeed.
Yeah, no, it's true. Like, so what I do is like everything that I've got, like I would say honestly, 99% of my snakes, at least that I got, I'm all happy for. I don't regret getting them. There's maybe if there was one, it was really one that like somebody had given me and I said yes to.
Yeah.
But really, it comes down to like just spending a lot of time getting like thinking about the genes that you want and that you want to work with, and like really looking and researching, like research that gene a lot and learn about it. But at the same time too, after you do that, when you really look, like think about the snakes that you're looking at if you really want to get that, and spend some time thinking. And that's what I did. Like there's some I've been looking at for a while that I've been looking at for probably a couple months, and I just spent a lot of time still, and I was about to pull the trigger on getting one, and I was like, hold on, man, just wait and just give yourself a little bit more time, and really like, is that what I want to do? And then finally, when I got to where I was like, okay, yeah, now I'm going to go ahead and, pull the trigger and put that thing on a payment plan.
And that's what I
Oh,
mean. I've
yeah.
been doing since I've been looking because especially with doing the desert ghost and the chocolate. I mean, there's so many endless possibilities because I've been going
Yeah.
through. That's one thing I love about Morph Market though. You can get in there and start playing around with
Yeah.
the gene calculator and see if it pops up or
Exactly.
something. And I did that with did that with the Desert Ghost chocolate, het clown, that kind of deal with
Uh-huh.
the mahogany clown. And the only thing that ever popped up was a Desert Ghost clown mahogany het chocolate is all that ever
Ooh,
popped up on anything that somebody's produced that's been put on Murph Market in the calculator. I'm like, huh, so I could eventually down the road have it where it's all those genes together as one and
yes,
have
sir.
something that nobody has.
Yes,
And
sir.
it's something that I wanted myself.
Yeah, and that's the other thing that's nice about it too, that I like to do. So I I don't go like looking chasing like combos like, oh, what's this person, what's Justin doing?
Right, or
Like,
what Miguel
Right.
or Billy and
yeah,
them. Yep.
like I follow those guys and nothing but respect for them and everything, and they have really nice stuff. But I'm trying to go my own way and do my own path. And so what I do is I just sit there and I look at stuff that the genes, like I said, that I want. I get those genes and I'm like, okay, well, what if I put this with this? That would look pretty cool, I think. And then
Ooh,
so I go to Morph Market and I go into the calculator and I put in those genes and it'll sit there and like highlight. It shows two different things. You got one that'll take and show you the path of this person or whoever has done it
Yep.
on Morph Market, or it's
yes.
going to sit there and not, and you're going to be like, oh, it wasn't. That's like a world's first, basically, possibly, right? Maybe somebody's got it in their basement. Who
Yep.
knows? But
Indeed.
so that's the beauty of, like you
But by
said, you
more,
can sit there and
yeah,
look and know exactly, like, okay, cool, this hasn't been done. So
yep.
that's the beautiful thing about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, when you got access to that, and especially with Darren setting it up, it's a free app. It's like me with parts catalogs and everything else, as my wife calls it. Calls my parts catalogs my car porn. Well, Morph Market's my reptile porn. Because you got
Oh,
all the
yeah,
stuff you can go through, and
Yeah.
yeah, it's just one of those deals. I mean, I love it because, like you said, that calculator helps you out just in your ideas of what you wanted to do for yourself. Let's see if somebody, like you said, see if somebody's done it. And like you said,
yep,
if it don't show up, guess what? I'm gonna shock the world.
yep,
Hey, look what I did, and I'm proud of it because that's what I wanted, and nobody's done it.
Yes, sir.
absolutely. And then if it has been done, who gives a shit? Just do it anyways because it's still probably pretty damn
Exactly.
cool. And then if you're able to
Oh
see
yeah.
the picture of what it looks like because somebody's done it, that's pretty cool too. Like, okay, it does look awesome, but either way, yeah, I'm gonna do it. So,
Or you could
and you
have
still
that
put your own
one,
shit,
or
like
you
you're
could
still
end up
putting your own
having that
genes to it,
one.
right? Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Or you could have that one where, yeah, you've seen the picture of it, but you produce one. It could have something that sets it different than the
Yes.
other picture that you've seen. There's always something different about them. They're not all.
Exactly. It could look
So I
completely
mean,
different. So is something else going on in there? That's always a possibility too. Like maybe you created something new. Maybe there's a new gene in it.
hey, you
Yeah.
you're nailed that on the head. Yes, between men and boys is the price of our toys. That is the
Absolutely.
truth.
The
That is the
price,
truth.
the price just goes up more. The older you
Yeah.
get, the more expensive it gets.
Yeah. Right.
There goes that used to be dollar rubber snake turns into thousands of dollars as a big boy.
Yeah.
Or that
Let me put
99-cent Hot Wheel.
let me put a second out on my mortgage so that I can get some snakes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
But yeah, man, I mean it's awesome that what's out there though that you can see that are people, and like you said, eh, to see what, like you said, Justin producing, I mean, these badass snakes. But at the same time, they're creating these badass snakes, but it's 15, 20 years down the road. It's not tomorrow. It's not a year
Ex-
from now. It's not 2 years from now. This is shit that's been worked behind the scenes for years. Just like you said with your
exactly.
stuff, man. When we got our stuff, what we want to do, and will. It's not a race, and that's why it takes longer to do. I mean, yeah, we could all be rich and have money and go buy everything that Miguel, Billy, and them and already have the shit they produced if it's something we wanted. Yeah, we could spend the money and do it and be like, oh yeah, I bought that because I bought it. No, when you get to put the time in and see your reward, how even if you were breeding and brought a normal, hey, guess what? I created that, not this
Yep.
person. I didn't buy it. I put the time in
Right.
and did it myself. So I mean, but yeah, I mean that's the thing. The thing about this hobby, and it's like anything else. You got your bad apples, you got your good apples, you got your
Yeah.
good communities, your bad people. Um, but I look at it with I feel fortunate that I'm in a community, the group that people that I've associated myself and aligned with have been very helpful. Um, helped me be able to pass on some knowledge, especially on this since I've been doing this podcast now.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for guys like you, me watching Justin, a bunch of them out there, and everything else, and just learning and researching, I wouldn't have a show to talk about and be able to share what I know and have guys like you up here, Vance, and everything else, and just to be able to share the stuff on the show with them to educate people that stuff I didn't know or Johnny didn't know. I mean, to
Yeah.
get everybody
Absolutely.
that's different.
Knowledge is
So
power, man.
It is, and it's funny because you learn something new every day. I mean, as long
Yeah.
as I've been doing this for and learned a lot of tips and tricks just on my own as a kid, like, okay, well, this I got to do or that.
Mm.
There's stuff that you still pick up that you'll learn all the time. It's like, oh shoot, okay, like you could sit there if like you have a snake that's not eating, and if you don't assist feed it, like you could kind of an assist feed, but it's not. You're using yogurt, and you got to use just plain
right,
yogurt,
Right.
and you sit there and give it like 5 cc's, for like a baby, and it's like amazing stuff like that that you learn and pick up. So you're always learning something new all the time.
Yeah.
and the thing of it is with the learning new, you got to have that open mind. It don't matter if it's in the reptile hobby, the motorsports, just in general. You got to keep an open mind and surround
Absolutely,
yourself with the people that are willing to not steer you in the wrong direction of where you're going to
absolutely.
be a failure because they look at you as competition. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So
And that's the problem too. Like for the most part, like the hobby is pretty good. I'd have to say there is a lot of great people in the hobby, and people that'll help you out a lot. But you'll have some people too that aren't as great in the hobby. So you just got to kind of pick and choose and learn over time and listen to some things, but not everything. I've even had where like I've had somebody sit there and tell me, well, you should sit there because I wanted to breed a certain snake with another snake that I had. And they're like, I wouldn't do that. I would do this route. And I was like, well, thought about it. And I'm like, no, what you're really doing is just setting me up for failure, telling me to go this route when I should have went this route. So you got to sit
right,
there and pay attention and just kind of what you feel is right. Sometimes you just got to listen to your heart and just go that way. Don't listen to what others people say as
right.
much. So
I have the longest ball python I know that lived that I know of personally, and that's from watching, was Brian Barczyk had a ball python that he had for 25 years before it
Yep.
passed away. So when they say animals are commitment, that especially in the reptile community, um,
Yeah.
it's a lifetime commitment, especially if you get into the tortoises and shit like
That's
that
right.
outside of the snakes. You better have a family member willing to continue to carry on when you have the tortoises because they're going to outlive us.
Oh, for
absolutely,
Yeah,
sure.
snakes typically, and usually from my research and talking with people, about 20 years usually is the average. Is from what I've heard and found. It's about 20 years on a snake. But yeah, Brian had one that was 25 years old. It was the OG of
Yeah.
BHB that he had, and it was a pinstripe of course, one of his
yeah,
favorite genes. But
Beautiful.
yeah. If you get
yeah,
a snake, you just got to plan on 20 to 30 years it living. So
Yeah.
you know, Oh yeah, but yeah, man. I like I said, it's having couldn't ask for two more better hobbies to have. I've met a
Right.
lot of great people, um, and I've met some douchebags that I had to learn the hard way down the road. I mean, it sucks because I felt like I wasted all that time with people, and yes, I just like parrots and stuff. Those things,
Yeah.
yeah, they can they can outlive you.
Long time.
For sure.
But yeah, you've always got your bad apples, and the shitty part is those you run into them where you find it's sad that you find out later on. You could be 5, 10 years into it, and then find out, well, I was wrong, and feel like I wasted this whole time with this when actually you weren't there
Yeah.
for me. So,
Yeah.
but it is what it is. But yeah, with the snakes and stuff, man, it's cool. Is there another one I wanted to ask? If you didn't get into ball pythons, would you get back? Would you ever done stuck with the Burmese breeding?
Yeah, to a sense. I would still like to do the Burmese breeding. If I did, though, it would just be a couple clutches. Um, I would say maybe in my lifetime, maybe I end up doing 10, 15 or something, but I don't see going really heavy into it. Um, just for the fact that there is I don't want to say a lot, but there is a couple breeders out there already. Um, and there's not a lot of people that are looking for a really big giant snake. So if
Right.
I did, I would definitely want to try to keep that to a limit. And even then, I would try to sit there and breed my female. Obviously, once she's of age and capable of breeding, fine. But I would want to breed them at a younger age compared to later when they're bigger and having a huge clutch. So if I could try to, just get 18, 21 eggs or 25 compared to 40, 50, 60 eggs would be nice. But yeah, definitely that's not stuff I would do too much of.
Oh yeah, those are they definitely when they're big, full size, man. They're 18 foot and stuff. They lay some monster clutches. So
Definitely. And
beside, go ahead.
oh, definitely. It's just, and they're a lot to work with. That's one big snake. I love them, and they're puppy dogs, man. But it's a lot of snake to deal with for sure. And you want a couple
Oh
people,
yeah,
so at least have somebody else with
yeah.
you.
That's why you got to at least have a minimum of two people, you and one other person.
Yep.
Never mess with a full size berm or anything. Any of them, any of the big snakes, retics, anacondas, any big snake, because you slip and fall one time, and because you startle it, their instinct is they're gonna hold on, and sometimes it's they hold on to the wrong places. That's the shitty part. And then trying to
Absolutely.
get them, then trying to get them off of you by yourself is, yeah, usually not a very good thing. So,
Right.
but yeah, they are
Whoa.
berms. Berms, some of the breeders out there, man, what they've done with the berms is just like in the ball python game. Wow, some of the genes that they've come up with and stuff, they're
Oh,
beautiful.
they are. They got a lot going.
Hell
I've
yeah.
noticed here, I've noticed here lately, big thing I've been seeing here, colubrids are starting to make a big comeback. Like the
Uh,
king snakes and stuff, and the milk snakes. They're a
There
lot of
is.
people are getting into that again, real heavy, and it's like, and that's becoming another popular once again, like it used to be. As a kid, I knew there was a few people around that knew people. They were all into the king snakes, breeding them, and everything else. That was like the big thing. Because ball pythons during that time, you were still looking back then. I'm 43 now, about 6, 7 years old. Hell, ball pythons were still going for 10,000, $12,000 for certain ball pythons. Even the normals were still going for $500, $600 because it was still kind of new. People were getting more into it when you could get a corn snake for $10. I mean, you can still get idiots out there that tries to sell them for that, but a decent, good breeders, you're still going to pay for a normal corn snake. I've seen on Morph Market for some of the guys I follow, 60, $70 for uh, hatchling or whatever of a corn snake. But yeah, it's just crazy to
Absolutely.
see how much that's booming on the
Mhm.
side of things now, that of the snake side.
Right. Yeah, it has, like you said, there's a lot more people doing the colubrids now. Whether it's king snakes, garter snakes, anything, all that stuff's just really taken off. So, um, and they got some of that stuff. Even you're getting more. I don't know if they really call it genes, but traits or whatever's in them. There's even more
Yeah.
stuff popping up. So, yeah, they're some of that stuff's pretty expensive too. So,
For sure.
Oh
definitely not
yeah.
a bad
We
bad hobby to get
eh,
in.
yeah, it's there. Well, and that's like everybody too that I've been seeing and reading, like you said, everybody thinks the ball python market's, on a dead whim. I think it's just kind of taking a slow pause right now on certain genes people are taking pauses on. It's not just the market's there. It's still moving, but it's just certain things aren't moving as fast as it used to. And it's same with crested geckos and leopard geckos. It got to that point where certain genes in those are now, or used to be hot and heavy, or slowing down, but they still move. But it's not, the hobby's not dead. It's just people are reading into it more than what they need to, and they just
Yeah.
follow the gossip train, in my opinion. That's all it is.
Exactly. Yeah, it's far from dead. There's too many genes out there. There's almost 300 genes, and there's genes popping out all the time. Um, Again, I could think of 2, 3 gene combos that haven't even been hit before. So there is so much out there that can be hit, and a lot of stuff. Like if you have like a 5, 6, 7 gene combo, your chances are like 1 in 150, 120 something, 1 in 256 chance. Like that's like a lottery ticket. It's going to take you
Yeah.
forever to try to hit a lot of those combinations just in that 7 gene or 8 gene animal, right? So
Well, look how long it took Justin to hit the Pompeii. I mean, that was something he said he worked on in one of his videos. It took him 10 years to finally get
yeah,
the Pompeii gene. I mean, that
Hmm.
just goes to show you there. That's one
yep,
of those that it took 10 years for him to pull off. I mean, it's been produced before, but it's just one
mhm,
of those ones that for him himself personally, that was something he sought after. And it was 10 years of hard work of getting the genes to where it needed to be to make that Pompeii.
yep,
I mean,
Yeah.
he's he's one of those, again, like I said, I mean, it's a prime example of over time when you want what you want, this shows you've got to put the time in to get your end goal.
For sure.
and like even the Pompeii, that thing's still like there's so many ways you could go with that, right? Like, I mean, okay, there's probably maybe there's a couple hundred Pompeiis out there by now, but a
Yeah.
lot of those are the similar combos, right? So there's so many genes out there that you could put in that Pompeii and doing everything and go your own way, your own route with it. Just do something and change it up, man. Like,
Well, and that's like I seen one. I think it was um, Will Banks.
mm,
It's not for sale, but he teased everybody on his website. He has a, what was it? Yeah, that's actually, he's got a Pompeii Desert Ghost that he's teasing. He had on his website last year that he had a baby, not for sale, future breeding, but this is one of my first. He had Desert Ghost in Pompeii. I was like, dude, you freaking beat Justin and you beat Miguel at getting Desert Ghost in Pompeii. I'm like, dude, this is pretty cool. And that was
yeah,
beautiful. I made that Pompeii pop even more than what it does just being the Pompeii. I mean, it made that pattern and the coloration on that thing fucking gorgeous.
yeah. And that's the thing. Like, you never know when you can sit there and beat somebody on something. Honestly, like, so Ozzy Boyd. So Ozzy had the hypo clown pied,
Ooh.
but he got this guy that he had sold it to had bought a 1.1 het, triple het. So it was a triple het to triple het.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh.
This dude
Very
hit.
nice.
He hit 2 of the triple visuals and like 2 doubles. And then Ozzy, like a couple months later, ended up hitting those same jeans. So this guy got the hits from Ozzy and still like hit him before he even did. And it was, like I said, a 1.1 on a triple het to triple het. Like that's pretty
fucking
crazy,
awesome.
dude.
And especially with what Ozzy puts out, man. He's another one that, man, he's got some.
Oh,
But him, in my personal opinion, he's the king of the dreamsicle, man. That guy can make some beautiful multi-gene dreamsicle snakes. Those things are fucking amazing. I love
yeah.
his dreamsicle stuff that he does. It is
Yeah, I bought from shout out to Oz too, man. Like that guy's pretty cool. Like he'll work with you if he has to too. Like he's pretty cool.
really nice.
Yeah, like I got into a bind. The car broke down and we had to pay like $3,500 for the turbo to be fixed. And so I was like, dude, Ozzy, like, sorry, but I'm going through this right now. Can I give me a couple extra weeks? And he's like, yeah, no problem. But I bought an ultra male from him, a triple het hypopide clown. So I'm hoping with the triple het female that I put her to, hopefully I'll end up getting pretty good odds. I'm hoping. Like we'll see. It's an Aussie snake, so we'll see what happens.
I mean, look at the snakes that people's got off of him, man. They've made some bangers, dude.
Yeah,
I'm wishing you
look
luck
at
on
like
that,
the one I
man.
just said, the 1.1 triple het to triple het, and
Yeah.
he goes and hits it. Like, dude, that's pretty cool. So
Yeah.
Yep. I mean, that's another one that I would love to get something of his. Just not only as a fanboy, but just to have one of his dreamsicles in my collection, just to have it, just because it's an amazing animal. I love it, and I love what he does with it. Like I said, I would just I'd be like a little fanboy if I was able to here down the road be able to purchase one of those off of him, one of his dreamsicle pies or something. Be like, yeah, this is showing it off. Be like, yeah, this has been one of my dream pet snakes here. I'm not doing nothing with it. I just got it in my collection to have as a pet to show off.
heck yeah.
I believe the Dreamsicle is how they actually got that smiley morph that came out a while ago. I believe the Dreamsicle is actually how they got that.
Which
Has
one?
actual smiley faces on. Yeah, this snake morph has smiley faces on its back.
The emojis.
Yeah. The Dreamsicle, I believe, is how they got that.
Some of them, Johnny, you'll get lucky. Some of them will have in the other genes not only Dreamsicle, but
The
you can get
pieds.
some of the genes. Yeah, the pieds will have. They're notorious for having the smiley faces or jack o' lantern. I mean, there's one that Ozzy had one, and it was a perfect jack o' lantern on his. I mean, it literally looked exactly like a jack o' lantern. I mean, it was cool. Ozzy did have a couple. There's been a few others out there that, but yeah, the pieds. It's just one of those deals.
Indeed.
Yeah, like every so often, like you'll get a pied, it'll pop out with the emoji. It's like, or like you said, the jack lantern on there. Especially like it's cool when you like it's Halloween time and you could find one. It's like, okay, I got to get this. It's just a pied, but it's got a jack o' lantern face.
Hell yeah.
And you can get them cheap too, $200.
Oh, anymore? Yeah, now anymore.
Yeah.
Which one's this for, Johnny or for Vance? Hey, they both.
There you go. Oh, something right now.
A lot.
But yeah, man, and it's amazing to see too. Since you're talking about pied, I mean, look how far that's dropped in price. What it used to be back in the day when we were kids, man. That was one of those other ones that was people were paying $10,000 for a pied. Now we can pick it up for $300-400, and that's even with having a couple jeans in them now. I mean, you
Yeah.
can snag them up for now compared to
Exactly.
before.
Like it's kind of heartbreaking to be honest when I see these pieds go for
Oh,
just a few $100s. I'm like, man, they should be going for at least 500.
Yeah.
she's talking to you, Johnny, about how much were you smoking to see emojis on snakes. No, and
You know,
they do
it's
have them. You
surprising
can
as much
find
you
them.
think.
But yeah, Pied's another one that that's in a multi untapped thing that some people I think are still sleeping on. You could put a lot of genes to them too,
Hmm.
Right.
so and create some
Absolutely.
beautiful stuff.
Yep.
Very much so.
And one last question: what's your opinion on the spider gene? Would you ever have any in your collection if you were offered any?
Uh, so this is a tough one. I actually love the spider gene, to be honest with you. I think it's an amazing gene. I think it's very beautiful. I and not having it. There's so many combinations out there that if it had spider in there, it could even look that much better. It sucks that it gets the rap that it does. I know they have that little bit of wobble. Um, I personally, yeah, I would have a spider. I would take one just to have because, again, I appreciate them and I think they're beautiful snakes. I wouldn't
I
breed
want to.
it.
I Right. I want a killer bee. I
A killer bee,
love
those are
they're
very beautiful.
beautiful. Yes, I would love to have one. Me, I I've seen did I've done research and I mean being in this game, wanting to get into this game now and everything as an adult. I've
Right.
done my homework. It's weird how everybody. That's the reason I brought this up. Everybody's opinions different because of that wobble. I've
Mhm.
noticed some of the people I follow that actually work with the spider gene because they put it in other combos. I've noticed they don't have the wobble. It's normally, I think it's more with the spider. It depends. Me personally, how many times it's been. How would you say interbred into the same gene? A lot of
It,
people use their stuff that they keep coming back over using the same shit instead of changing the bloodline. And I think that's where they're running into the neurological with the wobble in it. I think they're just that's my opinion on it. But I've also
it,
seen where just a regular spider out of the blue baby fucking have the wobble and it's not been anything but just spider to spider.
yeah, it's. I'm trying to think of what it was. I've heard of a few. There's a couple genes, like you said, that you could put into the spider, and I don't want to say. I kind of wanted to say it's blackhead, but I could be completely wrong on that. But there's a few genes that they were saying, like if you put into the spider, it'll kind of help out with the wobble to not have it as much. And I can't remember what genes those were, but it's kind of like even with like the rainbow gene, they inbred it basically so much that they weren't really producing. So now you gotta really like you want to put inchy into the rainbow so that you'll have that chance of those babies to actually survive and everything. Like
Right.
it's kind of weird.
Well, and that's like people talking too with the spider gene, not to. They also bring up about the pinstripe
Mhm.
having similar ordeals with the. I haven't seen as much as the spider getting pinstripe getting as much shit as the spider gene does though. And I mean, I've seen some pretty badass combinations with the spider in it that they don't have the wobble. And the killer bee is one of the ones I've seen that they've been fortunate. The people I've seen that's had them that I follow on YouTube and Facebook that
Mhm.
they're fucking amazing and they're gorgeous. There's one of the guys I follow. I can't remember his name right off the top of my head, but Royal Constrictors. He has one that he did. It's the Killer Bee clown, and he put hypo to it. He's got one that has hypo in it. No issues. And I mean, it's
Right.
a clean. It's a clean snake. You wouldn't think it was a spider until you actually look at the head pattern with the clown and everything that the spider does to the clown head stamps and stuff. It don't look like got the spider gene in it. He goes, here's one of the genes that everybody complains about. He was putting on his YouTube channel. He goes, I work with spider all the time. So, ooh, Will, you're
Nice.
talking my business now, buddy. Killer bee itchy
Ooh.
desert ghost. Nice. Heck yeah.
That DG is going to even be nice in there to crisp and clean that thing up even more, man. Brighten it up.
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
But yeah,
Yeah,
it's just a shame that the spider gene gets so much shit because I think it's just a single gene itself is a gorgeous gene.
absolutely. It is just a single gene form. It's amazing. You don't need anything else. But if you want to put a dash of this and that, that just even makes stuff better. So it really does suck, man. I wish Spider could be in there.
You
I
know,
love Pinstripe
and
too. It just Pinstripe is so
yeah,
dominant.
yeah,
Hell yeah.
that's another one. But my thing of it is that's another one besides the Lucifer gene and stuff. Kevin McCurley made the spider gene famous with his combinations with the spider gene. I mean, that
Oh
man
hell yeah.
proved right there in himself for dealing with a gene that everybody kind of blackballed because when he was working with it, it was still one of those. The wobble was like, oh, we can't do that because this is what the hell's wrong with these snakes? And here's this man putting these multi genes together, creating some beautiful snakes and stuff, and not having
Yeah,
any issue. He's been fortunate. I mean, but yeah, I'm with you. It just sucks that gene's got the rap it has over neurological stuff. But me personally, like I said, I think it's because a lot of it's been the constant inbreeding and not getting new bloodline in with a lot of the ordeal.
Yeah.
right.
So, I mean, and that's eventually going to happen with anything.
Oh
You
yeah.
use the same bloodline over and over and over and over, you're
Yes.
gonna run it bound and run into the issues. I mean, you've got to have some fresh blood. I mean, even if it's a different spider from somebody else, try it and see what happens. And usually you get lucky.
Yeah, absolutely. It's like you really shouldn't be going like if you're gonna inbreed, that's fine a few times, like, but that's it. I wouldn't go more than two, maybe three times with it. That's all you need to do, and then
But
you need
like
to
you,
get that spaced out.
yep. Well, like here it is. I was gonna say, Will just commented on it. He's like, ah, I have fresh lines in my rack, Lo. Well, I mean that's the thing. That's the thing is that's what people don't realize. Like I've learned from you guys and a few other people, you if you have to, yeah, use it twice. Other than that, get it out of your breeding rotation and try to get some new blood in that rotation, but
Yep,
keep it the same gene, but have something different from somewhere different, somebody else, so you can continue on what you're doing.
Yes, sir.
exactly. Yeah,
And the
because I mean,
vet,
if you go twice with something, I mean, you're already improving it. Like you're really good right there. You don't push it too much and stuff and make up because then that just comes back and messes up things. Not just for you, but other people too. Because now it's in your collection, you're
Yes.
selling some of that stuff, right? So
yep,
Yeah.
yeah, you see it. Well, and the bad part is I've seen it more in the like the bearded dragon and the leopard geckos is where you see a lot of it besides the snake things too.
Yes.
Well, you see a lot of the constant inbreeding of the leopard geckos in collection. The Dinker squad, nice.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean it's just a shame because people think like you were saying, Vance, it's working, it's working, it's working, but they're oversaturating the the bloodline in there, the cause issues, and then you like you said, pass it on to somebody else, and guess what? Well, I just bought this animal off this person, and I bred it, and I'm having deformities and
yep,
all this neurological stuff going. This one's only growing 1 foot, and this one's got no tail, and it's like,
With the two heads.
yeah, yeah. Or you get the that yes.
yeah, all bad. Like Yeah, if
Have
people would
you?
just think before they bred, it would make it
Oh
easier
yeah,
and better for everybody, man.
For
but
sure.
but like we talked at the beginning of the show before Johnny come, a lot of people get into this game because they thought it was a get rich scheme, so they don't think about that kind of. That's another thing they don't think about is the well being of the animal. Yes,
No, man.
we're here in the hobby because it's a passion and stuff. Good, we make some money off of it, but we also are still learning, still researching, finding
Right.
out new stuff. But at the same time, the animal comes first, like it's our kid
Yep.
Yeah.
or our dog or your cat.
But
But
it's a
mostly,
living
I
being.
treat it as my kid. I
Mhm.
wouldn't want to take my kid and do 50 fucking times within the same thing, and then you know what I mean. It's just
Yeah.
throwing that out there, but it would never happen. But that's what it
Right.
would be like, and you can't do that shit.
Yep. Exactly. Yeah, you'll get out of it what you put into it, the hard work and everything, and that's the thing. They're animals, they're
Yeah.
living things, so you need to sit here and take care of them. And
Yes, sir.
Oh yeah. Alrighty, Johnny, you got any questions for Vance, buddy?
Oh, man. Not really any questions. A lot got covered. It's been a very thorough conversation.
heck yeah, I appreciate it, guys.
Mhm.
It was a fun time coming on with you, man, and rocking out over here.
Very much
Vance,
so.
you got anybody you want to shout out and everything else? Any like sponsors or anything or any YouTube
Yeah,
channels you want to shout out, Bubba?
yeah. So we got the Gene Wars on Friday, and then we got the Thunderdome on Saturday on my channel. So I've got my co-host Will, who rocks with me on Friday. We got the Gene Wars, like I said, tomorrow. That's a pretty awesome time. So shout out to him. Shout out to shoot everybody out there, man. Everybody that's here, you guys up on the panel, everybody in the chats.
Yes,
Um,
sir.
heck yeah. I appreciate all you guys, man. Shout out to all you guys. You guys are all awesome. Keep grinding. And shout out to all the people that I rock with, man. I can't even name off names because there's so many people. They all know who they are, man. But yeah, definitely. And you guys all rock too. I appreciate it.
Hey, man, I appreciate everything, and the last basically following you guys on your YouTube channel on Blue Zombie Morse, man, with the having you, Ken, Will, everybody that comes up on that, sharing and involving. And what's awesome is how you guys involve everybody in the chat. You
Yeah.
try your damnedest to answer somebody's question, and it's not just one of you answering, which is awesome when you do the panels. You have the whole panel up there, and everybody goes down through and
Yeah.
gives their opinion on shit, which is awesome on that, and I love it. I've learned
Right.
so much from that. Besides, following other YouTube channels, but being involved in
Mhm.
your guys' chatters box or catching a couple other people that does their lives if I can. But it's mostly you, Will, and Ken when you know him and his LMK and stuff. And then
Right.
Triple Serpent does his stuff too with you guys when he pops in and his shit. I
Yeah.
try to catch your guys as much I can. There's times I'm doing a show on Saturday night where we have our non-open panel here on the network. You're on. I'm sitting over here on my phone in the chatters box, hitting you guys up while I'm on the panel and stuff. Doing everything, but
Hell
also
yeah.
sitting there bullshitting with you guys too.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
awesome. Yeah, we definitely appreciate you guys coming out too, man.
Yeah.
Chris, I will send the link over to Johnny and everything else for you on there. It is Blue Zombie Morse YouTube channel and Instagram, and he is on TikTok. Check him out and stuff. So we're
Appreciate it.
actually getting ready to wrap up, guys, and everything else.
Well, good to see you, brother.
Here, I'm gonna put.
Chris, likewise, good to see you, brother.
Thank you again,
Ooh.
Vance, for coming up and everything else. Thank you guys in the chatters box and everything. I'll get the links posted up and I'll send it over to Johnny so he can put it up on his panel and everything when he goes live on his
Yeah.
channel.
Heck yeah.
Yes,
So
sir.
But yeah, check out Vance Blues. Like I said, Blue Zombie Morse, TikTok, YouTube, and Instagram. The guys are awesome. Well, thank you again for coming in the chat, hanging out with us. Everybody coming in. Um, I'm gonna go ahead and drop you down and wrap this up, Vance. I'll catch you later on. I'll see you tomorrow night, man, in the chatters box, buddy.
Sounds good.
Thank
Appreciate
you
you
again, sir.
guys.
Good
Yep.
to see you, brother.
Thank you.
You too. Later, Johnny. Later, Wally.
See
Later,
you,
later.
buddy. Thank you all again for tuning in tonight and stuff. For my guest Vance from Blue Zombie Morse. Well, once again, dude, thank you for some more education again in the chatters box. I appreciate it. Tonight was awesome having Vance up on here. Like I said, it
Great.
all started from just jumping in on the chatters box on his shows, the Gene Wars and the Thunderdome. Man, everybody that's in that community is good people. They haven't steered me wrong or anything else. So check them out and everything.
Okay.
See you later, Hans. Thank you for tuning in. But
Good
once
to see
again,
you.
Johnny, thank you for coming up, co-hosting with me, man. I hope you learned a lot
Oh,
tonight.
it was
Definitely
very
check.
enjoyable and thorough.
Yeah, it's neat to get different perspectives from other people in the hobby that's in there. I'm Will, you're next victim if you're still paying attention. So I'm gonna try to get with you and I'll message you and stuff, and we'll get together. Try to
Boy,
have you up
well,
here too. So once again, like I said, thanks for tuning in tonight, everybody. You guys are awesome. Once again,
good to see you.
Johnny, like I said, dude, love you, brother. Thanks for
Fucking
coming
love
up,
you,
man.
brother. Always a
You
pleasure.
guys, you guys have a good rest of your night. Make sure to tune in. I don't know what's going on tomorrow, but if we don't have nothing going on here, tune in to Blue Zombie Morphs YouTube channel tomorrow night. They have the Thunderdome. It's an open panel. You guys jump in the chatters box, check them out, get all kinds of reptile education, not only on snakes and stuff. So, Truck, he said your mustache is crooked, dude.
Oh boy.
Yep, you got to get it fixed, slacker.
Yeah,
But yeah,
fix myself up for
check
the
him
night.
out. Saturday night, of course, is our nonsensical nonsense where we have the open panel challenge. Guys come hang out with us and stuff,
Be
kick it
fun
and have
time.
a good time. Sunday night, Sunday, Blick and Rick should be talking some football. It's getting to wrap up the NFL
Oh,
season. Super Bowl's coming up. They talk some sports, but mostly football. Monday night, me and Johnny are back here for Speedway Stories. I have a guest for us lined up Monday night to come up and talk about drag racing and our car hobby. Mr. Zach Hensel and his girlfriend. They will
ah,
be on. They will be on our show Monday night. So guys, tune in Monday night at 8 o'clock. I'll have them up here to talk some motorsports and stuff with us.
yeah.
Tuesday night, Glick's House of Music. Glick's got a guest. I think it's the Southern Outlaw Band is coming back on. Arliss will be back up on the show. Tune in Wednesday. We have Brittany with Hump Day Ha-Has and Michael, if things are going good with Michael. Then we're back here with Cold Blooded Conversations. Hopefully, I'm going to try to have a guest Thursday night. If not, we'll be me and Johnny up here talking about animals and everything else and
Oh
news in the
yeah.
animal world and everything. And
Yeah.
also, I want to throw out February 2nd, a week from this coming Monday, Speedway Stories. We do have another guest lined up. Mr. Jason Carter will be coming up and talking about the motorsports hobby and what got him involved in it as well. So, the next two Speedway Stories for the next 2 Mondays, we have guests lined up to come on the show and share their experience in the car hobby, talk about life, but mostly talk about muscle cars, drag racing, drag and drive events, motorsports. So if you're motorsports junkies and stuff, tune in the next 2 Monday nights. I got guests, special guests for me and Johnny up here on the show.
Be a
Um,
good time.
thank you guys once again. Like I said, I appreciate it. Make sure you hit that like, share, and subscribe button on mine and Johnny on the Nonsensical Network and on Johnny Bong's.
Thank
Love you
you.
guys. Peace out. I'll catch you on
Fucking
the
love
next
y'all.
one.
Stay lifted.
Bye.